Hello Capricorn, this is your tarot reading for the dates of July 23rd through July 29th. Welcome back all subscribers. Hello all viewers. It's going to be a wonderful reading. Hey, and a wonderful week. You've pulled one major arcana card, and I love this card because this is the renewal card, and you have Joseph of Arimathea, who was the original holder of the Holy Grail. And he, in his later years, grew his beard out. He looks like Santa Claus here. And in the card, we have a bunny rabbit, and then we have elves that look like Christmas. So it's like we have the metamorphosis, the spring into winter. Or, you know, like the alpha and the omega, the dichotomies. But here it's from spring, metamorphosis, spring into winter. And it's a hello about the miracle of seasons. And Joseph Arimathea, he brought the Holy Grail to Glastonbury, or he was, and now he is in this wonderful space of like milestones. So he's somebody who's looking from the perspective of experiencing a lot in their lives, so they're kind of looking back in order to know what to do in the future. It could be where you're in a position where you feel that things are over for you, or you need to reinvent yourself in some way, or you know, with age comes wisdom, but in society, they don't emulate age. So you're in that space where maybe if you haven't asked the big questions about life, so now you're asking the big questions about life. This could also indicate judgments. It's the Judgment card coming out good for you, meaning if you had a court case, the end result will be excellent for you. But it definitely talks about milestones. You know, it could be your 16th birthday, or your 20th, or your 30th, 40th, 50th, and so on and so forth. So have your awareness that you feel like you need to reinvent yourself. It's kind of a cathartic moment for you. But that's in your future position of this card reading. Now we will talk about where we came from. We came from the King of Winter card, or the King of Swords card. And with this card, we could have somebody who's a lawyer, they're a humanitarian, they could be a politician. It's somebody that's coming from intellect versus they're from the analyzer, and not so from the emotional sage advice. They're not operating off their own advice. They believe and validate education, things they've learned in books. They're absolutists. They believe in the black and white. There's no gray in between. It's just white or black. And then along with that, the King of Swords card, again, he is here. His sidekick is the owl. It's the wise owl, but it's not coming from a space of sage advice. He's not operating off his own hunches. He's operating off of everything that he learned in books, what society says, what society emulates. So this is a good person to have in your corner as an advocate, especially if you need, you know, free legal advice, that kind of thing. Could even point to a spiritual counselor, but they're not operating from their own information. This could be a younger person because they're not operating from their own, or it could be somebody who is a young soul. And they're a great person to have around. It could indicate public speaking. They're a great person. They get things done. They know how to talk to people in the real world, meaning those people that, again, validate book learning, higher education. But as we know, you don't have to have higher education to get far in this world, like the Warren Buffetts of this world. So he's not, it's kind of coming from a judgment space, kind of judging people that don't have formal education. But at the same time, you want to have this person in your corner because they can go out in the real world and they speak the language of the movers and the shakers that don't emulate or validate spirit. So you want to have this person in your corner. Maybe they promote you. Maybe they're an agent of sorts. Maybe they're producers or that kind of thing. They're movers and shakers in the world, but they just have not asked themselves the big questions in life, or they don't operate from that perspective. They operate from the tangible, the now, the known. And then we have the Three of Summer card. That's what crosses us. That's what's in our environment. This talks about it talks about social opportunities. It could be. It also could be talking about divorce. It could be talking about divorce because it makes way for a new relationship to come in. And with the Prince of Summer, you have somebody who wants to come in and sweep you off your feet. It's the Knight of Cups. But here in Doreen Virtue's Fairy Tarot card deck, we have the Prince of Summer, and he's riding a daisy, because that's the knight, so that instead of the daisy replaces his steed, which would be typically a horse. And in one hand, he has his heart. He's wearing his heart on his sleeve. Here he's holding a glass heart that says that his heart is fragile, so proceed with caution. You know, like, don't hurt me kind of space. And I wanted to say this kind of reminds me of Hugh Grant. I know that doesn't make any sense, but he's kind of like an upbeat chap and who likes a good time, loves the arts, that kind of thing. Well-read, well-spoken individuals. They will sweep you off your feet. They know the right words, they'll take you to the right places, they'll wine and dine you, that kind of thing. And they're not silly people. They actually have merit. They've paid their dues in life and that kind of thing. They're romantic, they're flirtatious. It's good with the Nine of Summer card. And in your now position, this is indicative of you, Capricorn, where you're coming from, where you're at now. This indicates marriage proposals, engagements, cohabitation, people living together. And it's all, Nine of Cups cards means that you worked hard for where you get, but you're definitely celebrating life and what it's given to you. Having this where you can go out and celebrate and bring people home and have a party or a get together and that kind of thing. And maybe you're not bringing them back to a castle, but you have enough havingness. You have, your pantry is stocked. You enjoy wealth. Maybe not at a superstar level, but you definitely have worked hard for everything that you have in life. And again, this is somebody who will propose something to you. Maybe it's just an outing for the weekend, that kind of thing, proposal for the weekend, but it's lighthearted, fun, it's set at a bright vibration, that kind of thing. And, flirtatious, captivating, dramatic, that's why I said Hugh Grant, because Hugh Grant, I think he's done at Shakespearean theater, that kind of thing. So that's kind of, so that kind of gives you a feeling for the spread. And then Eight of Winter, that's in our future position, but it's just something that's passing away. It's going to be miscommunication, blocks in communication, or a self-imposed prison. We feel that we're imprisoned, but maybe because we're not seeing the glass half full, we're in our own way. Don't operate in your ego, get out of your ego. Operating from your higher self would be indicative here. We have the fairy who is on an ice island, and she's floating along separate from the mainland. You know, this could be the Hawaiian Islands then, for example, because here's the mainland. This is the U.S. But they're in a self-imposed prison. I guess you could be in a self-imposed prison even when you're in paradise. Then I'm going to look at it psychically to pick up any loose ends, as if I'm crocheting. Did I drop a stitch? You know, I kind of hear raucous energy. I hear abundance and tight upper lip. So there's that English energy, tight upper lip. Tight upper lip, what could be the King of Swords, because they're not operating from their, they don't operate from their higher, from emotions. The British aren't taught to be open individuals. Now, that's a generality. Don't shoot the messenger. So with the Eight of Swords card, you know, get in a meditation space, pray with the Supreme Being to lift those blocks. You know, just go into a brief, informal meditation space, or lock yourself in the bathroom and have a good cry about something that is holding you back, because it's a self-imposed prison. Sometimes if we have a tight upper lip, for example, and we don't release our fears or anxieties or pent-up emotions, then we are not in a space where we can be open. If we've blocked our fourth chakra, for example, by being hurt in the past, then this is where we need to go into a cleansing space, a prayer space, or a meditation space, and ask for someone to help us move some of these blocks. But you can definitely do it yourself. You can, if you're a DIY person, do it yourself. If you don't have time to have a formal reading or a healing associated with it, please ask the Supreme Being, angels, to help you lift any blocks that you feel are putting you in a self-imposed prison. Could just be, you know, not looking at life, the glass half full. And with the Nine of Summer, be aware of exorbitant spending. We don't want to spend out of our budget. We want to keep ourselves in, sabotage ourselves. Even if you have lots of money, you know that that's kind of a downward spiral. Maybe, you know, there's a job promotion in store so that your budget gets catapulted into a newer space. Yes, it requires someone to speak up for themselves. If you've been passed over by promotions, maybe you're not speaking up for yourself, and you're going to have to do some soul searching and gut-wrenching soul searching and learn to speak up for yourself. Maybe you're just going to have to, oh yeah, and the Three of Summer card, this talks about a hobby too. So if you're doing a little side business, maybe you need to actually ask for what you're worth. You know, the Supreme Being says a lot. Sometimes we give it away all for free. Not a good space to be in, especially work those deserving pictures. You're deserving, Capricorn. Know that you deserve to have everything in life. You get to have it all. And that being said, beautiful Capricorn, I hope this reading has catapulted you into a new understanding of the week. and that you go at your back to your work week after a rested, brief mini vacation, rest, restored, reinvigorated, revitalized. So if you need to ask for that job promotion, then you're in a good space to do that. So thanks again, Capricorn. You're beautiful folks. I love you, love you, love you. If you liked this video, if you loved it, put like or put loved. I know it's just like. And subscribe. Tell your friends. And thank you so much. It's been a wonderful space. Until next time, I wish you much light and love. Until then, bye-bye.